Hey, so this morning I talked with you about using Stop Challenge Choose to get a handle on your emotions, if your emotions are taking you someplace you don't want to go. So here I am, I'm working on my computer. I started a YouTube channel last week, and I'm having to learn how to manage it. And I don't know about you, but for me, when something involves the computer, I can get very easily frazzled. So that's something that I work on. That used to happen to me. I have a Roku, and it has this, if it loses the internet connection, there's a little thing you check, and it tests it out, and you wait for either a green check to appear or a red X. And I would get so stressed out waiting for that red X. I mean, it might not even ever appear, but I used this method to get over that because, gee whiz, there's enough stuff that raises your blood pressure these days that you don't need to add your own stress to, things that you cannot control. So this is something I can control. All right, so I am learning how to copy live videos that I've made on Facebook to my YouTube page. Well, I'll tell you right now already, I'm like, oh boy, I'm expecting things not to work right. I'm expecting that I'm not going to understand. I mean, you can hear in my voice, I'm expecting trouble. Like I won't be able to understand it, or I'll do it and it won't work, or I've got Safari open, but maybe it works in Chrome, or maybe it works in Firefox. And this is true sometimes on the computer, depending on the browser you're using, things work differently. But this is how I use Stop Challenge Choose. And this is a live example, okay? So sometimes I actually go look in a mirror if I'm at home or in the car. I look at myself and I say, okay, enough of this. Okay. I feel a little more clear-headed now after taking a couple of deep breaths. It's kind of separated me a bit from that feeling of frustration. Actually, this is a physiological mechanism in your body. When you're feeling all these emotions and you're being driven by stress and anxiety and worry and nervousness, a lot of that is coming from the back part of your brain. And what you want to do is do something to get you up in the front part of your brain, which is the executive function part. That's the part that can go, here now. Let's all calm down. So I am choosing to calm down. Now, here's the problem. Some people, even when they have the choice, they don't choose to calm down. They make themselves crazy with worry and everything. Oh, I've told you this before. I'll just digress really quickly. My grandmother, now she was born, in the 1880s. And about the 1880s. So in the 1940s, okay, her two sons were fighting in World War II, one in Europe and one in the South Pacific. And she said she never slept the whole time that they were gone. I mean, she said, never. I did not ever, I didn't close my eyes. Well, of course, that was several years. That's ridiculous, right? But one of the sons came home, the one that was in Europe, and he was there banging on the door very, very early one morning to be let in, and nobody's answering. And he finally had to go to a neighbor and have them call her on the phone to wake her up. She was so anxious about them that she felt like she never slept. I mean, she probably had a lousy sleep, although she was dead asleep when he came home. And this same grandmother was so worried about airplanes. She never flew on an airplane. And she would hear about plane crashes. And oh my gosh, if any one of her relatives was flying and she heard on the news about a plane crash, she was sure that was their plane. I mean, sure. So that's a kind of extreme mentality, but sometimes we can get into these extreme mentalities. Oh, I didn't sleep a wink. Or, oh my gosh, I know that something happened. Take a deep breath, or get up out of your chair, or step outside. Do something to change what you're doing at the moment that you're really anxious and upset, or you cannot let go of a certain thought. So that's what I've done here with the computer. I have made a choice. I'm not going to stress. I'm going to go step by step here. Okay? So I stopped, right? I took the deep breaths and I thought about it. Actually, I didn't share this step with you. It was going on up here. I was thinking, all right, is it going to help me to get my heart rate up and my pulse up and my breathing and my muscles tight? Is it going to help me to figure out how to do this? No. I've got to take it step by step. It's like I'm reasoning with myself is what's happening. That's what you call the challenge part. Okay. Now, sometimes a challenge is simple. It's very simple. Okay, am I going to keep doing this or am I going to make another choice? But in this case, I'm having a reason with myself because I feel like I have all kinds of past history with trying to do things online that, if I base how I feel on that, I'd probably throw the computer out the door. But, I need to say, what is best for me? What is going to help me reach my goals in life? And one of my goals is to become less anxious, a little more laid back. And so, okay, that's my choice. I've chosen, not going to get excited over this. I'm going to take it step by step and not get ahead of myself. So listen, here is what's so important about this. Every time I make these kind of choices in my life, it's helping to set a good habit. And it's helping to push out that bad habit that I had of getting anxious by not feeding it. Because the more you do something, the more likely you are to keep doing it, okay? So I wanted to share that with you. I hope that it has some meaning for you. It helps me to review this process frequently because it's a very important process. Stop, challenge, choose. Okay, somebody asked, does the internet or Facebook make you anxious? Facebook is always changing how it works, and the internet, there are so many ways to skin a cat, There's a lot of different ways to do things. Everybody's computer works differently. Oh, and cell phones, like my daughter has the same exact phone as I do, except I have a Plus and she has a regular one. Her interfaces for things on Facebook and the internet and everything look completely different. She's given different options and different choices than I am on mine. So, sometimes it's even hard to help somebody learn how to do something if you don't have the exact same setup and you don't have the exact same settings and all that. But anyway, my point is, the more you practice a habit, and a habit is just a set of actions that you repeat, the more it will become ingrained and second nature. And for example, when I work with the TV now and my Roku loses the internet connection, I don't get all anxious and upset anymore. I know there are certain things I may have to do, and I accept that. There are some things you can't fight against. And if it's something you can't control, it's not worth it getting all upset and anxious. Take a step back. Take a deep breath. Think about it. Make a choice. If you'd like a little ebook for free about Stop Challenge Choose, just drop me a comment and I'll send it to you. But I hope this helps y'all, because I think anxiety is always a problem for people, but perhaps now even more so. God bless you.